I was introduced to the lore of Blue Archive by a man in a jar. The extensive and rather daunting lore got me thinking, and thinking is bad. Of course, I put it in the list of kind of a joke. I wouldn't win, of course, except for rampant voter fraud. But that's what happens in a plutocratic society that I run, and here we are. The Unofficial Blue Archive TTRPG is written by someone who knows enough to be dangerous, but not enough to really care all that much. But with this not being a commissioned project, I was free to do some experimenting, and alas, I experimented heavily. For a quick summary of Blue Archive, schoolgirls armed with firearms do things in a weird city and then realize they must become as gods to escape the endless cycle of samsara because the end of reality is approaching and you have to shoot it. Now get in the bunny outfit. We have to gun down teenagers, but it's fine because they're becoming as gods and can't technically die, but also can. At its absolute core, it's a percentile game that shifts into a 2d10 combat engine. The percentile engine is 4 non-combat slice of life parts of the game, focused around the girls' subjects and skills. Subjects represent our girls' nature and disposition, being around 1 to 10, but average out to about 6. These act as the baseline for their skills, which are derived from their subjects. For example, with a technical of 6, you start with 30% in computers, driving, mechanics, and medical. You'll then pick a school, granting you a few improvements, and finally a flat amount of skill points based on your subjects as well. So here's an example girl pretty reliably. Not exactly bursting with creativity as girl with gun can be, but let's move on to the combat stuff. Each student will have a combat role that dictates their position and abilities. Assault, Enforcer, Support, and Tank. These play into your Halo durability and wounds. Generally speaking, each of the students is hardy enough to take some punishment before going down, and even when they do, they can stagger away to safety. Unless they are under extreme risk, they'll walk out of most conflicts injured, but never seriously due to each of the girls' halos making them superhuman effectively. These combat roles indicate what weapons are available for them as well. A total of 9 options are for active use. Side options do exist, of course, combined with armor that increases halo durability and a few utility items, and you're off to the races. The main gimmick here is actually customizing everything, allowing those 9 guns to be edited and twisted around to a variety of options to rip and tear. The final option the students actually get to use is a technique. These are special powers that the students have that give them an edge in a fight, which you can, of course, customize to your heart's content with a series of tags that add different effects. But I've beat around the bush long enough, let's talk about gunfights! Combat is fought on an action map, which looks frankly atrocious, but bear with me. These are divided into 7 zones and 3 positions, so zone 6 can be in, neutral, or out of position at any time. If you're in position, you get a bonus of +2 or +4 to hit people lower than you. If you're out of position, you're going to take that as a penalty instead. Each of these zones can have different cover, problems, and situations inside of them. But let's talk damage. Everything you do is scored off of hits, so rolling a 2d10 and hitting 10 wouldn't result in 10 damage, it results in 1 hit, dealing just the weapon's damage. Rolling a 15, however, would do 2 hits, doubling it. So you see where those +2s, +3s, -4s, -2s come in. Most attacks by a student will at least deal some variety of damage, even if it's just a half damage scratch. This entire system is held together by momentum, which is a public currency that encourages students to keep pushing, while tapping into it gets more bonuses and recover. The second they stop or get bogged down, they're going to start suffering and eventually be forced to retreat. That's it, really. Most of the leveling up is earned commendations to build up guns, abilities, or just living life with more natural advancement. There is a club section, but truth be told, it's shit. It was half-assed and I put it in there because I said I would put it in there rather than really fleshing it out. I would probably need to gut most of the club stuff and just rework it into being about the strike team rather than what it is now. Overall, the Unofficial Blue Archive TTRPG ended up being more of an endurance match against myself. Burnout on this one was particularly bad, as it was just a constant need to tweak, edit, and everything else. All the while, some exterior factors were putting on pressure to fix it, change it, mold it into something else. Do I think it's flawless? Of course not. Like anything, it has its issues and I need to fix them, but that may requiring abandoning the Blue Archive itself and make a legally distinct version. On the other hand, those restrictions breed creativity, and it is creative if anything. Maybe I'll just get it fixed and PDF'd, and maybe I won't. C'est la vie. My name is Notepad, and this was the Unofficial Blue Archive TTRPG. If you like what I do here, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and many thanks to the plutocrats as always. Godspeed, good luck, and Ogata Kanna is best girl.